We're live. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
What's today? The 9th of January, 2026. Here we go. I'm in Central Florida. Please tell us where you're watching from. Put it in the chat. Hashtag AMT for a chance to win a what?
Let's see, a ticket to the Tampa meetup. But if you can't make it, and you can't make it, you can win something else. But so everyone just put hashtag KMT in there for a ticket for the meetup.
And if you have any questions, as soon as it pops in your mind, please put in the chat so we can have plenty of questions. I apologize in advance if we don't answer some of them, because sometimes they come flowing and we don't have time sometimes. And today we are going to be in a minute talking to Natasha Love. I love the name, of course. Do you have any announcements, Alia?
Just that the Tampa meetup is in 4 weeks from now. So on 2/6, the dinner party at Dr. Kiltz's house, and then 2/7, the meetup. We have Mitch, Jenny Minich is now coming to speak, Diane Ladd, Dr. Avadia, Dr. Nelson, Dr. Kiltz, and several other people are going to be coming in for our carnivore panel and Q&A. And then after that, dinner at Terra Gaucha. I want to bring up a point about the dinner at Dr. Kiltz's house. Those tickets are going very fast. If you want to go, you have to get it this weekend. I do not think we'll have more tickets Monday, Tuesday. So there you go. Those are my announcements.
Is the meetup, the Kiltz meetup page updated with the latest people who are coming and the ones
I
who
gotta
canceled?
get Jenny Minich added to it, but that's being updated.
All righty. Dr. Kiltz?
Good morning.
Good morning. Quiet today?
No. Let's see. No, very good day. I've got surgery at 7:30, 7 o'clock, 7:30. It's a beautiful day in paradise. It is Friday, and I'm in Syracuse. It's in the 40s. The snow is melting. It's beautiful.
Awesome.
Hope you enjoy the snow.
Oh, I love it.
Send pictures.
I've got to go on my snowboarding run. I go maybe about 2 or 3 times in the season.
So fun.
I used to go every weekend, but I go slow now.
So Natasha, I'm sorry. What was that? Dr. Kiltz? No, okay. Natasha.
Yes.
Please introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, what you have been doing for the past, you told me, 7+ years now.
Yes.
And tell us your story. We love stories of healing.
Okay. I've been in the medical field since I was 17 years old. I started out in nursing homes as a STNA in the early 90s. I was always overweight. I developed early in elementary, actually. So I was always looked at as looking older than what I was. So that kind of put me in a mindset where I just kind of turned to food. And years gone by, just got bigger. And got married, had 3 kids. And I was a functioning overweight person. I worked in the doctor's office. After working in nursing homes, I worked in the doctor's office. I didn't have a hard time going to work being overweight, only because I felt like if I was going to have a heart attack, I would at least be around doctors. So being over 400 pounds. It was rough, but I was able to still function as far as working goes. I wasn't the kind of overweight person that just laid on the couch all day long. I didn't know I was 400 pounds though. I had went to get an endoscopy done. I would always deny getting my weight. I actually worked for my doctor, Dr. Lopez. And so nobody ever made me climb on the scale. The last time I knew, I was like 330 pounds prior to my endoscopy. I didn't really like getting on scales. It just, of course, it was depressing. I didn't know I was 400 pounds until I had my endoscopy done. I went in to get it done. And instead of getting put to sleep, he was just gonna go down while I was, awake. But because that's when they made me stand on the scale. And that was the very first time I saw that I weighed over 400 pounds. I did not know that then. He said I carried my weight pretty well. He didn't even know I weighed. He didn't think I, weighed that much. It was embarrassing. That was an embarrassing moment for me. My before and after picture that I had shared with everybody. Also, Dr. Nelson, when he was telling me that wasn't my biggest, but that was the biggest as far as a picture goes. I never let anybody take pictures of me, let alone be on camera. So I'm very nervous. But I had stairs in my house. I lived on it was a lot of stairs, second story. I had a bathroom downstairs and upstairs. So being over 400 and something pounds, I would gather everything I needed from upstairs, come downstairs, and not want to go back up them steps. It just got to the point to where every time I got to the top of the stairs, I couldn't breathe. I would panic. I would holler for one of my girls to call 911 because my heart was racing really bad. Anxiety attack turned into a panic attack. And it was just never ending. My days was horrible walking up and down them stairs. Sorry, I'm just trying to breathe here.
Take your time. You're doing great, Natasha. We love your story. Thank you for being here and sharing. Really important for all of us, by the way.
Yes. So I would always end up in the ER, and they would tell me I had SVTs, PVCs, and they always, yes, and I was on metoprolol for that. Being overweight, I had a lot of issues. I had arthritis, I had rosacea, acne, boils, granuloma annular. I didn't even have diabetes, but I had the granuloma annular. Actually, Dr. Lopez, whom I worked for, was also looking into lupus. He retired, so we never revisited that. But I had restless leg, GERD, allergies, all those things. And one day I went up them steps, and my husband had ran out of gas. I went to bed. My husband ran out of gas, and he had called me in the middle of the night and said, asked me if I can come pick him up. My first thought was to, dang, I got to, go up and down these stairs again in the middle of the night. And then it just took me a second. And that was a low moment in my life. Like, my husband needs me. Why are you thinking about these stairs? Anyway, long story short, of course I went and got my husband, got the gas, whatnot. But that was a wake-up call for me. The next day, I prayed and prayed and prayed. And I went on YouTube and found Dr. Kenberry and Nisha. It was when they first started on the internet, basically. I literally binge watched all their stuff. And then the second person I saw was you, Dr. Kiltz. So you've been in my life since the very beginning of my story. So I was very excited to be able to get on here and see you as well. And but I binged watched their stuff. I was like, okay, let me try this keto stuff. Carnivore wasn't a big topic when I first started. So I literally jumped on board, did the dirty keto. Well, of course, was losing weight. I didn't know anything really about the yogurts, like the keto yogurt, the keto granolas, the everything, just because it had keto on it, I'm thinking it was safe to eat. Of course, when you dig into it further, you realize that that's not really keto. That's just somebody trying to make some money. But I was still losing weight. I was feeling great. But I was dropping the pounds fast. I eventually hit a big weight loss stall and realized, okay, well, you got to change up some things. Of course, I'm still binge watching people. I'm watching all these doctors. So besides you, Dr. Kiltz and Dr. Berry, I'm watching Dr. Chafee, Dr. Berry, Dr. Bigman, Dr. Bright, Boz, Westman, whole nine. And then I just come down this other rabbit hole of the carnivore and realized my body healed so much better once I started the carnivore. Keto, I lost weight and I started feeling better, but I was not healing any of my conditions until I started carnivore. And then the weight started dropping even more. I feel my best totally on carnivore. Every time I try to bring in a food, it just doesn't agree with me. I love eating this way. It's the best thing I've ever done. I loved feeling better more than I loved the food. So I did not have a problem with wanting to eat the bad foods because of all the pain and all the anxiety. And I was just so tired of feeling like I was going to die, actually, with all the ailments I was experiencing over the years. It wasn't hard for me to jump on carnivore and stick with it, only because I loved how I felt. I did not realize that eating this way would heal me to the point to where I feel better than I did in my 20s. So, but that's the long story short of how I started on my carnivore journey.
When
Very
you were
good, very good.
You've been in medicine for a long time.
Yes.
Do you see maybe a flawed message from standard medicine that might be the problem, or government, that there's nothing really wrong with us, but we've been essentially given a directive that causes all of us to suffer in some way, but some to suffer more in other ways?
Yes, the truth of it all is we've all been lied to about our about the foods we were supposed to eat from the beginning. I feel like when I was working in the doctor's office, I would see all these people come in, and the doctor I worked for, like I said, Dr. Lopez, he was just amazing. He would ask people, he was one of the doctors, what are you eating? So anything that, any information that anybody had on new stuff, he was send it to me. I'll look into it. I'll research it. But the system, it's not, and a lot of times the doctors that I was around working with, a lot of them, like you said, they weren't taught nutrition. It's not their fault. So they're learning all these other things to, how to be, all the doctor things.
Although if they are, they're taught the wrong nutrition anyway.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So, I mean, I can go down that rabbit hole. I can go far down that rabbit hole about how we was lied to, and, the pesticides being sprayed on, all the vegetables and fruits, and
well, I wonder between school, home, all the marketing, and the doctors. I mean, ultimately, I always look at people that get fat easily as actually the evolutionarily superior organisms, because they were able to get fat fast in order to maintain the most important nutrient of the human body, which is fat, adipose tissue. But we've created a story that makes us feel like it's our fault. I don't know if you ever felt that way.
I did. I felt like I feel my worst thing right now is knowing what I know now. I can't unknow it. And I wish I knew about this way of eating when my kids were younger, because now they're adults. I have lots of grandbabies. If I would have raised them eating this way, they wouldn't have all the issues they're having. So I can't take that back. But as a mother, that's something that I wish I would have found out years ago. So I felt like a lot of us have been, what's the word I want to use?
Manipulated.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just nervous, guys. I'm nervous.
Hey, you're doing great. You're doing great.
Okay.
Like I was
It's
telling
good.
Dr. Nelson,
Honest.
Dr. Nelson, when you as big as I was, you didn't really like your picture taken, let alone being on camera. So I have to get out here. My mission is to get out here and tell my story, because there's somebody out here like me. And this actually works. All the medicines I was on, nothing.
There are many like you, because you're a normal human being, and there are many out there who is not their own fault, but may have similar problems.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Please put any questions in the chat. Go ahead, continue, Natasha.
But my mission, I want to get out here to more doctors even. My thing with the doctors is all them doctors I mentioned, and then I actually was watching your story, Dr. Nelson, as well. We're working around doctors as long as I have. People look up to doctors when it comes to our health, because we don't know, everything. You guys have gone through and did all the work for us. You went and you did all the studying and everything. So we need our doctors. And I know I still discuss, well, actually I don't have a doctor right now because the doctor I worked for is retired and that was my doctor. So I'm in the middle of looking, but I always tell people I have my YouTube doctors, and that's the truth, because I've learned so much from my YouTube doctors and was able to take that back to my regular doctor and get things finally done. And I know that if more doctors out here will be willing to see that this is literally healing people, that they'll be able to help their patients more. And so my goal is not only to get out here to other people like me, but also to get out here to other doctors as well. I had a story when I went into the emergency room. Actually when I just first started keto, and I found Dr. Barry and Dr. Kiltz. I was watching them endlessly. But I went into the emergency room for a boil and to go get it lanced. And the ER doctor was an older woman. I was shocked to know that she was on carnivore, not keto, carnivore. Mm-hmm. And that was
when was that?
7 years ago.
Okay.
Wow.
So she didn't use the word carnivore. She just said all she eats is meat. And she told me that I told her about keto. She said she knew about it. She knew about Dr. Barry. And she told me that, she blessed me and told me to come back and find her when I lost my weight. So I got to find her yet. But it was inspiring to see a doctor at her age at an ER that was already eating this way. And like I said, the doctor I worked for, he was like, send me the information. If he wasn't retired right now, I tell you what, he would be on board with this as well. Mm-hmm. And then another doctor I worked for, what made me start the keto, watching Ken Berry and Dr. Kiltz, was also, he's not with us no more. He passed away, but I also worked for a doctor. His name was Dr. Camacho. He would always tell me to just eat meat. pharmaceutical companies will come in and bring in all this food and just have all the spreads of every single day. There was somebody coming in, bringing in food. So I was around a lot of bad
probably look-alike food.
Yes.
Not real food.
Yes, exactly.
Fake food.
Does it bring you any measure of hope to have at least something happening this week when the realfood.gov, if you want to check it, people, with the new food guidelines? Have you seen that?
Yes, I did. I seen it right away. I was excited.
We live in the left upper the Upper West Side.
Yes.
Upper West Side.
It showed our meat first. That's
yes.
amazing. Yeah. That is amazing. Yes. But as far as doctors goes, the scope of your guys' practice, you guys are able to say so much more than I could as a coach that I'm in school for. So doctors are important to have in this.
Doctors are important, but you are important as a coach, as any person telling their story, which is very powerful. Okay. How many milligrams of metoprolol were you using?
I was on, they was trying to put me on 50. They had me on 50. I didn't like how I felt. It was scored, so I would cut it in half. I actually got off of that medication. I paid for a Q&A for Dr. Kim Berry. That literally the cheapest way you can go to a doctor's office, I tell you. But and he told me, go back to your cardiologist and ask him, am I going to die if I get off this medication? Because we all have we all have PVCs, and it's scary. Mine was more than I wanted, of course. So that's why I was on metoprolol. And so I went back to my cardiologist and asked him, if I'm losing my weight, I'm on this, certain way of eating. And actually the doctor that I have for my cardiologist, he had a commercial out where on TV where he would be seen throwing a McDonald's cheeseburger in the garbage can. That was how he, was out here, promoting himself as a cardiologist. And he would say, time waits for no one, and throw the cheeseburger in the garbage can. But he was more of a paleo type cardiologist. So he was on board with everything I was doing as well. So I had amazing doctors around me. And he told me, sure, get off the metoprolol, see how, if I started having issues, then I can come back and revisit that medication. But being on the carnivore diet, I was able to get off the metoprolol. The one of the worst things I had a problem getting off of was I was on Klonopin, nasty medication to be on. I had so many anxiety and panic attacks that that's what my doctor had put me on. My heart would go all the way up until like over 160s. It got pretty bad. So it was a constant thing. But I weaned myself off of that. So I was very proud of myself with that. The granuloma annular that I was having on my skin, it took me a long time to even find out that's what it was. But I went to a specialist and he told me that's what it was. He goes, you don't have to have diabetes to have that. But I no longer have skin issues. I had acne, rosacea, all that gone. I do break out in a little bit of acne if I bring back cheese or heavy whipping cream into my diet. Every once in a while, I'll cheat on carnivore with keto, and then I'll put maybe a little bit of blueberries and some ice cream. Or sometimes I'll have, once in a while, I'll have like zucchini, and it'll be like once every 6 months, maybe I might have a little bite of that, because that's the only vegetable that I don't have an issue with for some reason. I don't know if it's because it's easy to grow myself too. Maybe, I don't know. no pesticides on it. But anyway, I don't mess with vegetables. I feel the best on the carnivore, and I'm very strict with the carnivore diet.
So how are you feeling today?
I feel amazing.
Okay.
I am able to run around with my grandbabies, which is awesome. I'm not scared to. There was a point in time where I couldn't even go grocery shopping. I was that big. I was a functional big person, but being overweight plus with my anxiety.
Ever use the store carts, the electric carts?
No, I didn't do that. But it was the anxiety part of it all. Just eventually being, it just got, my anxiety got really bad. It was all day long type thing, in and out of anxiety and panic attacks. But it got to the point where I was having my kids, at the time they were teenagers, I was having them go in to get our groceries. And that was a low part in my life as well. I was like, what are you doing? You know, what, these girls need you. Your husband needs you. So that was another wake up call after the endoscopy that I had done, to like, look, you got to lose some weight. Then I was over 400 pounds. I didn't start right after the endoscopy. It happened, you know, quite a bit after that. So all I know is when I say I lost 200 plus pounds, I say plus pounds because I knew that I weighed 400 pounds, and I also knew that I gained more weight after that. And I wouldn't step on a scale. So I actually gained a lot more weight after that. But yeah. Sorry.
All right. We have a few questions, Alia.
Yeah, let's get to some of these. Candy, Cam, JT, I'm still having diarrhea and farts that would rival thunder. Been carnivore since October. When will it get better?
Dr. Kiltz.
Well, let's see. Maybe not long enough, number one. Those microbes are really nasty in there. My bet is your carnivore is probably still cooked meat with rendered fat, which is different than raw fat. And fat and fasting are the really most important things you could do. But those microbes are fermenting all of that protein that is very fermentable, is my opinion. But it just takes time. And some people, again, may do some longer term fasting, fat, butter, but mostly really, this is where Pottinger's Cats comes in. I think the raw fatty meat is healthiest for us. But don't give up. Have you tried any fasting? That's a really big one. And sometimes you just have a little bit of SIBO that just hasn't left you yet. What are your thoughts, Dr. Nelson?
Well, I was going to ask Natasha because she's studying with Dr. Berry, his PhD coaching course. So this is a good practice for her.
Yeah, I have a hard time with rendered fats myself, actually. All the fats I eat have to be, you know, on the cold side. So I'll eat cold stick of butter. And of course on my ribeye, but I'm not the kind of person that can leave, you know, the rendered fat of when I fry hamburger, and, you know, I can't eat that. So I have issues with my stomach when I eat rendered fat. So, yeah.
And truly, no animal eats cooked food.
Yeah.
It's not normal.
Next question.
The next question is, what do I do about all this extra skin? I lost 90 pounds, have 30 more to lose, ride my bike, 79 years young.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Activity.
Oh, I got a lot of extra skin too. I got to get rid of.
Dr. Kiltz?
Well, for many people, it does shrink. It just takes time because it's been that way for a long time.
Yeah.
And in some cases, you want it faster. People have surgically removed. These are all personal decisions, but it just takes more time. More inflammatory reduction, more fasting, more fat allows the natural immune system to do more autophagy, cleaning up dead and dying things and tighten things up again. So I think those are the main things that will help. And, back to nature, cold water therapy, grounding, and for some people, red light therapy, maybe, added that'll help also.
All those modalities will probably help some, if it doesn't resolve it is a problem. It's an aesthetic problem for us when we look in the mirror, right? It's not a problem. I do have some, and whenever you have lost 100, 200 pounds, you will have some loose skin. And ultimately, like Dr. Kiltz said, you can choose to do surgery. I wouldn't do that until you've arrived, so to speak. You have lost to a point where maybe you're going to be there for a while. But like you said, also it's a personal decision. I definitely would add a day of fasting a week on a regular basis, among other things. Go ahead, Alia.
Okay, let's see. George says, I'm on day 9 of lying with coffee and I appear to have developed an unexpected side effect, IHS, irritatingly happy syndrome. Maybe a case of carnivore euphoria? Carnivora? Awesome, George.
But this way of living, eating against a lifestyle, and each and every one of us chooses our lifestyle, and this community has taught me much, and I too, like Natasha, have listened and learned from many of the same people she's listened and learned from, because we're all listening and learning together. Mm-hmm. That's important, and sharing stories.
Yes. I also, besides doctors that I watched, Kelly Hogan was a big one, of course. I typed in, how to, I typed in the boil thing and she popped up. So that's how I found her. And then Steak and Butter Gal, was out, and Lily Kane and Laura Spath and Rena. And then there was one, I can't find her anymore, but her name was Amanda from the Carnivorous Me. I wish I knew how she was doing. So if she's, ever sees this, I would love to know how she's doing. Because that was somebody I watched as I was going through things. I was watching her journey as well. So it is important for people to get their stories out here, because of people I mentioned. I was able, I didn't feel like I was alone, because a lot of people do look at us, like we got some tin hats on because all we're doing is eating meat. But yeah, amazing people out here. I feel like just one big family, to be honest, because all the people I mentioned was in my journeys. I can't thank you guys enough. So
where do you live? Where do you live, Natasha?
I live in Toledo, Ohio. Okay. Yeah, not a very elaborate place to live, but it's
beautiful place. Beautiful place. Beautiful place.
Yeah.
Wherever our heart is set, we find the joy there, and there's no place better than another.
Exactly.
unless you're Dr. Nelson and we plop you in Syracuse, New York.
Not during the winter. Do you speak Spanish, Natasha?
I do not, but I work with Dr. Lopez. I've been around it. A lot of Spanish speaking people would come from all over the place to come see him. And he did have a lot of workers that spoke Spanish as well. So I'm familiar, but I don't speak it myself. No.
Yeah, I asked because you mentioned Dr. Lopez, Dr. Camacho. And,
yes.
Yeah. All right, next question.
Susie, how do your family and friends feel about your tremendous results? Are they open to keto carnivore?
That's my question for me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
It's okay. It's for you.
All questions are for you.
Yeah, my family, my husband and my kids was all on board. They were so tired of seeing me as sick as I was. Other people in my family, not so much. They're like, they don't understand, I would say. So they basically look at me like, that's weird, or of course you're going to lose weight because you're not eating sugar, type thing. But what they don't understand is I was able to heal my body. Losing weight was a definite plus. That's why I started it. But after I realized being on carnivore for, so long, and it started healing my body, I was in such amazement. And when I would tell, my family about the story, it was hard for them to believe it, actually. So, but I have a very, my little bubble, as far as my husband and my kids, they are all for it. My husband actually did carnivore. He's kind of off of it right now. I think he's going to jump back on, but he was able to heal his, he had, heart issues as well. Oh my God, I got a brain fart. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, he had apnea and he had AFib. I'm sorry. So he was able to put his AFib in remission. He hasn't had any issues with AFib. He lost so much weight though that he was kind of looking at himself like, I don't know if I like how I look with all this weight gone. I think that's why he's also a chef for a really nice restaurant. So he works around a lot of food, but he's very supportive of me. They've all seen how I was able to turn everything around. So yeah, very supportive family members I have.
I love that. Faith-focused food freedom. Karen, have you been able to share your story with any of the doctors you worked with? I think you sort of answered that. Do you still work for doctors in the medical field?
Actually, Dr. Lopez knows. He was watching he just retired last year, and I was sending him all kind of stuff. So like I said, it's just, he waited till he was like 78 before he retired. So he needed to retire. I wish we could keep him. I still talk to him, though. And the other doctors, that I worked for, they are on the paleo type feeling. I don't know why some doctors are scared of the carnivore word, but it's the truth. So yeah.
Why are we? I mean, basically, we doctors work in a world of this is the system, and this is what you're taught. And if you go out of line, you risk losing your business, your license, and so many things.
Yeah.
But now with social media, we can now listen and learn from others.
Yes.
And begin to share our story. But even in our practices, I mean, I practice still a lot of standard fertility medicine. Mm-hmm. Although, I can't stop talking about carnivore primarily. But it's sort of where we went into medicine, we followed the line. I talked to a medical student yesterday when I was in the operating room, and I all the stuff I said when I said goodbye, left for the day, I said, remember, nothing I've told you is answerable on any of your tests. Mm-hmm. Forget it, because you won't pass.
Next question, Alia.
Candy Cam JT, Natasha, did you self-sabotage yourself when people noticed how good you were doing? That's my problem, self-worth.
I did not. I started feeling good. And that meant more to me than anything else. Once I started, I started out with keto, and I did not have a problem with going backwards. With the feeling so good. I didn't look at food the same. I started to look at food like, okay, this is my medicine now. Basically is how I was looking at it. And I didn't want the other food anymore. It's feeling as good as like if I ate something that didn't agree with me, and it put me back into that ripple effect of feeling, inflammation, all this, issues I was having. I didn't like how that felt. So I'm sorry, guys. I'm nervous. Sorry. I gotta stop saying that.
Great. You're doing great.
I'm nervous all the time.
Yeah. I know I got to get over this fear because I want to be out here to help people. I got to get over this fear of being on camera is all. I feel like every time I try to start to talk about something and I switch subjects and go somewhere else, it's just like a defense mechanism I have, I guess.
Well, I guess the question is, how do we get over those things?
Exactly. This is my first live Q&A, so this is why I'm nervous, of course. But I'm going to get over it because I have to. I have to get my word out here. I have to help as many people as I can. So this is something I really have to work on. I guess I got to jump on and start some live Q&As myself.
Yeah. I mean, that's really what this is all about. I mean, we're all afraid.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not afraid or anxious in something in life, you're not normal.
Yeah.
I would say this is all normal stuff. But
I did have a lot of people, like when I put my story out here, that was the hardest thing. I put my story out here. I let everybody know all the things that I had. I let everybody know the medicines I was on. I let them know how much I weighed. And I'm telling people I did, you weighed more than 400. Yeah, I really don't know how much I weighed after that, but I do know I was more than that. And so telling people it's very embarrassing. And people did come. Why'd you do that? I have family members that were embarrassed of me putting my story out here on social media for everybody to watch. But I had to tell them that if people want to if people can come to me and talk to me about their issues, I have to be honest and let them know all the things I went through so they know that they're not alone. Yeah. So I had to put myself out here the way I did.
That takes strength.
Yeah.
That compassion for, you're a healer and a helper.
Yeah.
And you worked in medicine, you're a mom, a wife. And I think that's, ultimately I would say we're all, am I going to say the right things? Is anyone going to want to watch me or listen to me?
Yeah.
Am I going to sound dumb? All these things I think are part of our nature. Mm-hmm. But like anything else, it's through the practice and the conversation and the constant practice.
Yeah. I can stand in front of somebody all day long and talk so much about this way of eating. It's just when the camera's on, it changes up a little bit.
Well, I talk to myself a lot. Mm-hmm. And it's almost, I just sort of think, well, maybe I'm just talking to myself. There's nobody else out there. And you like yourself. And those are simple things. Or strictly, we're talking to Aliad, Nelson, Natasha, and Kiltz. It really is a small world, but it's pretty magical what we're sharing in this, and everyone's here asking questions and stories, and so many people now are really building this.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to put myself out here and get in the algorithm. I'm learning all that stuff, so like I said, it's all new to me. But I pray that I'll be able to get out here and enough people will see me. There's going to be somebody, if it's just one person I can help, that'll be amazing. That'll be amazing.
Absolutely.
You're helping me. That's all you need.
Thank you.
All right. Next question, Alia, please.
What to eat now and what changes helped you on stalls?
So I literally stick to carnivore. My main things I eat are ribeyes and hamburger and eggs. Them are my main 3 things I eat more than anything. With weight loss stalls, sometimes I'll play around with how much fat I eat. I do eat pork rinds as well. So sometimes I might think I might overeat pork rinds or have too much. I don't think you can have too much fat. But if you're holding on to weight like me, I guess you can.
Well, okay. So fat is not pathologic.
Right.
It's psychologic.
Okay.
Fat is the fuel building block and the reason we're alive.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Right.
And you can get fat on fat
mm-hmm.
because polar bears do.
Right.
Because if they don't, what happens to them? They die.
Yeah.
They die. Getting fat is normal.
Mm-hmm.
It is natural. It's physiologic. It's biologic. This sense that we're all supposed to be the same size always, and blood sugar is supposed to be a flat line, and insulin in the flat line is all wrong.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, Dr. Nelson, I don't know if you know anyone. Do you know anyone that eats only raw adipose tissue?
Nope.
Nobody. Mm-hmm. Are there any animals that eat only raw adipose tissue?
Don't know.
I don't know. That's a good answer. I don't know. But most animals eat, if you're a carnivore, you're not just eating the fat. You're eating all of it, right?
Yeah.
The muscles, the crack in the bones, the brains, the organ, everything.
Yes. Yep.
Is this your channel?
It is, yes.
Okay.
Very little subscribers, but I'm trying. I'm getting there.
Look at there.
One step starts the journey.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You start with one, yourself. And it's not a race. There's no race here.
Yeah.
You know, say, oh, I got this many followers. Okay, sometimes I ask.
It's just the fact of trying to get out here for enough people to see me, because I'm using this as, you know, a space where people can find me for, you know, for my coaching. So
and one-on-one coaching, group coaching is so powerful. I mean, you said your investment into Dr. Berry's group was more valuable than your money into your doctor.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yes. I'm so excited. This is the most exciting thing. My husband, I tell you what, poor guy, he was so tired of hearing Dr. Kim Berry's voice. He would hearing your voice all day long. I know that this is what God wants me to be in this position, because when I tell you I'd be in my car listening to podcasts, I don't even watch TV. People ask me if I watch certain shows. I don't even know what shows are out here. This is such a big movement for me to be a part of. I don't need to be anywhere else. I just wish I could just jump in and just start, but it doesn't work that way. So it's very exciting, though. It is. I want to help so many people and for them to understand that this really does work, this way of eating, and it really does heal. I want to shout it from the rooftops, and I just can't shout it loud enough or long enough. So
let's see if we can catch a few questions before we do the giveaway.
Sure. Let's see. Carnivore versus lion diet. Isn't it the same?
Lion diet. Go ahead.
I was going to say, how about you answer it, Alia?
Oh, all right. Carnivore diet is all animal products. Easy on the
lion
dairy,
diet is all animal products.
No, lion diet is ruminant meat, salt water.
No. It's all animal product. It is an
Oh.
all animal product diet,
Yes.
essentially, right?
Yes. Carnivore or lion? Which one?
Both. I mean,
Oh, both.
but also, I mean, salt. I mean, obviously, salt is not, but you could just do ruminant meat and not add salt, and still be lion diet, couldn't you?
Yeah. You could. But I think the difference is ruminant meat only versus any meat. That's the difference. All right. Well, thank you. Next question. Let's see. Kurt Palm Bald. What do you suggest for cough, cold, Dayquil? I don't know if this, let's see. Is this a real question? Don't do Dayquil. What do you think, Dr. Nelson?
Listen,
I'm lost.
most of
I'm
these
lost.
products don't do anything for the cold. I used to joke with my patients that if you have a cold and don't see a doctor, it might last about 5 days. If you go and see the doctor, it might last about 10 days. Most colds are viral and they're going to run its course. These medications don't do anything for the cold, may bring some comfort to you because they will help with some symptoms. Since I've been carnivore, it doesn't happen frequently, but I've had the big virus about 2 or 3 times, and maybe the flu once. They all last no more than 72 hours. And when I'm really symptomatic, have I taken a Dayquil or something like that? Yeah, it helps with the symptoms. But if you are sick, very likely you're feeling like you're not hungry. Fasting will probably help more. You know, the good old remedies of just having some chicken broth. That's fine. Next question.
There you go. Chuck, does anyone know what Sally Norton recommends to slow down or stop oxalate dumping? Thank you.
She talks about having some tea, some green tea or some lemon on a regular basis and adding some other things. You know, she is a great source for that.
Dude, great.
I'm looking for her book because I have it here, but it's under about 10 others, so I'm not going to take it out.
This is the last one, but I want Dr. Kiltz to address it. I don't have a weight problem, but I want to try the carnivore diet.
Are you a human?
None of us have a weight problem. We're all perfect exactly the way we are. And you don't try the carnivore, you are the carnivore. You just do it. It's all, right? I mean, it is like the game changer. But don't trust me. There's only one person to trust, is yourself. And I mean, what was your sense of carnivore when you finally realized, whoa, Natasha?
What was my...
What was your sense of like, why didn't I know this? Like,
right. I wish I'd known this such a long time ago. Oh my God. Like I said, the weight loss dropping was my main reason to start. But when I realized that it heals and it's just how we were meant to eat, amazing. I will never go backwards. Never. I will always eat this way. I don't want to go back. I love the way I feel. This is how we were meant to eat. And I just, me myself, I don't want to stray off of it. I just don't. I feel amazing.
It is the most amazing thing that we're doing. Agree. And so, you know, it's just, that's all you need to do.
You don't have to have a weight problem to do carnivore.
No.
Like Dr. Kiltz likes to say, it's not a problem, but basically you do, if you're a human, you can do it.
Well, that's my problem, isn't it? I'm not a human.
He's a
I'm not a human.
What are you?
He's a vampire.
All right, here we go. The winner is Mark Sapien. Congratulations.
Yeah.
If you'd like to come to the Tampa meetup and you can, I will give you a ticket. If you cannot, I will give you something else. Email me, alia@drkiltz.com, and we will figure that out. Congratulations.
And I just want I've got a whole new kiln of cups coming out, and so I've delivered some, but a whole new to probably won't be cool enough until tomorrow to open them up. So excited about that.
Awesome.
A lot more. I've been working in the studio.
KiltzCup.com.
That's right. Get your Kiltz Cups. There you go. Oh, so then Monday we'll give away a Kiltz Cup. There we go. Be
So
here Monday.
Natasha, where can we find you? Where do you prefer to be found?
Okay, I just started the YouTube, as you guys see. I'm on TikTok, and my kids got me on that, and that's interesting over there. Instagram, Facebook, underneath Wellness with Love. Yeah.
Aw, love
So, and then when I'm done with my classes, of course, with Dr. Ken Berry, then I'll have more information to add on where people can find me to get coaching. So
I have a comment from Instagram that it doesn't come in our feed, and I want to read it.
Sure.
My Carnivore Life says, Natasha, you're doing amazing. Thank you for sharing your story. Just focus on talking to Alia, Dr. Nelson, and Dr. Kiltz.
thank you so much. I appreciate that.
There's nothing out there. It's all made up in the mind. That's the challenge and the trick, right?
Yeah, I feel like I ruined this whole interview kind of because it's everything I talked about in my head. It just did not.
Oh my God.
At
This
all.
was great. This was
You
great.
completely ruined it. Not. You made it like amazing. But again, it's all of us started off where you're at.
Yeah.
And some days it feels like we're there again.
Yeah. Hopefully people seeing me so nervous, it might encourage them to come out and tell their story too, because it is hard. It is hard to be, as heavy as I was and to be, seen out here. So I pray I help somebody get over their nerves.
Well, and I think what you're doing is saying, hey, listen, you're beautiful. You're perfect. And I mean, do you utilize spirituality or faith or any other mindset things in your life?
God is first and foremost. Like I said, I prayed when I was at my heaviest. I prayed, and when I got out, I picked up my phone and I typed in literally, how can I lose weight naturally? And the first person that popped up was Dr. Ken Berry Nisha. That's how I found them. The very first thing that popped up, I clicked on them. I have 3 girls. I found you next. Literally, Dr. Kiltz, because I typed in, I had endometriosis. Here you popped up, and then it just went from there. Amazing.
What's endometriosis caused by? Plants.
I have not had any issues. I'm in perimenopause, but I had no issues. Once I carnivore, done. No more. It was gone.
Well, when we stop labeling diseases, I am healthy and well.
Yes.
I am healthy and well.
Yes.
Like I don't have perimenopause. I'm just another live human being on this great, amazing journey.
Exactly.
As a lioness.
Yes.
I only label lion and lioness. That's it.
Yeah.
We got to end before 60, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Right now. Goodbye, everybody.